On today's video, we're going to look at the new Mortal Kombat version of Spawn from McFarlane's Toys. We've got the sword version. Ooh, let's do this. Hey guys, me, your host Super Sorrel. Thank you very much for tuning in. Look what I got. It's Spawn. Spawny, he's a man. If he can do it, no one can. This is Spawn from the new Mortal Kombat game. And it's by McFarlane's Toys, and it's been very hard to get hold of. Especially this version, because it's the sword version. All the versions that are coming out now have a mace rather than the sword. And I would much prefer the sword. I know Spawn has come with maces in the past. I don't know, I prefer Spawn with a sword. And that's, for me, that was how this product was intended. It come with Spawn's sword. And, you know, I've been dying for a good version of Spawn with some good articulation for some time. And I'm hoping this is going to be it, guys. 22 moving parts of articulation on this Spawn figure. It is by McFarlane's, but it is based on the NetherRealm's version of Mortal Kombat by Warner Bros. Games. But McFarlane is the original creator of Spawn, so it does make sense to have Spawn as a figure by the McFarlane's team. So hopefully this should be a good figure. It's a good collaboration, so hopefully McFarlane have done us proud here. It's their homegrown figure, so they must have, you know what I mean? Certain figures you get sometimes when they're a bit messed up, but... So, everyone was on about these eyes, man. Look at that. They do look like they glow. I can't wait to take some photos of this and like, edit them. Because his eyes are really luminous green. Just super nice. The cape itself attaches on the back part of his upper back. So that's not going to go anywhere, so that should firmly stay at all times. You can kind of animate it and things like that, which would be good. Again, the Spawn mask is very nice and detailed. It reminds me a lot of the movie version of Spawn. You can make him look up as well as down, left and right there. His arms do lift up at that top hinge, do also rotate. There's also rotation at the bicep and a double hinged elbow, and the hands are also on ball joints. Let's check the other side. There's no other articulation there, no. Then there's the crunch at the abdomen there, so you can crunch him around. There's also a swivel at that as well. He's got the thorny belt on there, which is nice. There's no additional waist swivel. His legs do lift out all the way though, as well as forwards, backwards. He's got the double hinged knees. No top thigh cut, but you can rotate it around in the joint for the hip a little bit. Any boot cut? No, not that one, but the feet can move around and do rock and pivot, and there's also feet articulation on this particular figure as well, so you can hinge up the feet if you want to. I'm going to try and stand him without the base now, because that's always what people want. We don't want the base. But it does look like this one's going to be a pain to stand. There we go. Okay, I managed to do it. It does take a little bit of fiddling. It's due to this piece being bigger, and it actually goes lower than his foot, so you can kind of use that as a bit of a platform if you get it just right. It does help him to stand, but he is leaning all the time. He is constantly trying to go. Might just be how I've posed him, but nevertheless, because he does come with his own stand, which is the Mortal Kombat stand. Again, these are the just basic stands that come with every McFarlane's toy. A lot of people ask me about these as well, because they are all exactly the same, just have a different printed logo on them. If you do want to get that off, by the way, just get a 2p piece, you know, like a penny, and just literally scratch it. It eventually comes off, and once you've given it a little wash under the top, you can't even tell that used to be there. I've got so many of these now that are just plain bases rather than they've got the names on, so I can use them for other figures. Sometimes when old Marvel Legends start to get a bit too old and they start wobbling, then bases are just great just to prop them up. Same with NECA as well. So we do have the sword to look at, guys, but we've got something a little different today. We're going to head on over to Muppet Labs and check out the sword with the Muppets and see what they think about the sword. And of course we'll be back in to look at the desk cam and take a look properly at Spawn. So let's go to the Muppet Labs first. Alright guys, so here we are at Muppet Studios with Beaker. You see Beaker is demonstrating the sword there from Spawn. And it's got the Hellspawn sigil there, which is very nice. There's a nice red handle with a black tilted end to it, with the sort of thorny ends, the same with the side guard there. The sword itself is a very crooked looking design with the silver on black. Definitely the sword of Hellspawn. And it looks very cool. Now, there was a lot of confusion because obviously in the Spawn comics, he does use swords from time to time, but he's more known for his like axes and things like that. But NetherRealm Studios chose to give Spawn a sword in the game, so that's one of the reasons we're getting a sword as a part of this accessory for this figure. And a lot of people want this version of Spawn because they've now replaced it with the mace, which is more of a spawny item, should we say. But he has used swords in the comics, including the Sword of Spirit, which was crafted by God and given to Spawn while he was in Limbo and used to vanquish demons upon Earth. So it is in the comics that Spawn can have a sword. So for me, I like the sword. I prefer swords over axes and things like that anyway, just for articulation purposes and just for photography. Swords are easier. But yeah. What do you guys think about the sword? Is it something that you would like for your Spawn, or will you be getting the mace version? Let me know in the comments.
Beaker, be careful waving that around. Beaker.
So here is Spawn out of the packaging, guys, looking awesome. Loving that face sculpt, so you can definitely tell the detailing is there on this one. Look at all the little indents and everything they've done to make it just look so cool. Loving the cape as well. It looks leather and very forked leathery, but it's just vinyl, like rubber. It's very nice, and they've done a very good job at making it look a bit weathered as well, which looks great on him. This doesn't come off, sadly. It is stuck to the character, so you can't really use it on anyone else, but that's fine. I would prefer it to be static and stuck anyway, rather than one of those capes that can be pulled off. My only gripe about this figure is we don't have any chains. We've got the ones around the waist here, and obviously around the top of the cape, but we need some chains. I thought that would have, like, if they could have had some ports at the side and have some actual chains that you can place coming out of him or something. It would have been cool to like hold a character up in the air using the chains. That would have been awesome. It's definitely something I'm going to look at for customizing. Need to try and figure out how to get some barbed wiry chains that look like that, so that all matches in for the photos. Because that would be an awesome pose, to have Spawn stood there sort of leaning back and have Scorpion in the air. Scorpion firing down his harpoon as well at the same time. That'd be sick! So yeah, you see what people mean about those eyes? Even though they're not luminescent, they look really green. Wow. So he's got the big gauntlet on this side, and the smaller gauntlet here. Same with the legs and stuff. He's got the big gauntlet on this side, the little one on this side. I think for me to balance that out, I would have preferred to have had the big foot on that one and the little foot on that one. Because you've got big gauntlet, little gauntlet, little gauntlet. And that's how it's meant to be with Spawn, but still. I would prefer the other way around to balance it out a little bit. It looks very heavy one-sided. But again, the figure itself is beautiful. Let's go ahead and place that sword in Spawn as well and take a look at him with the sword. Let's all be polite and give whatever it is in there a nice, big, Andy's room welcome.
Come on, Woody. We can roll the toy box together or in pieces. Your choice.
So I've got him to go ahead and hold that sword up for us. Again, you can see the very nice detailing in that sword once again. There is a little black on the silver there, I've just noticed, but that's fine, it's barely noticeable. The sword itself is beautiful. Looks very nice with this figure. Definitely blends in and matches in. I'm so happy with the Spawn figure. I'm so grateful that we have a Spawn figure. And he's not fallen over once, he's been very sturdy. So, top prize for that, McFarlane. Normally the McFarlanes do like to fall over. But he's very well balanced, well articulated, and a great figure. Like I said from the start, McFarlane's were not going to let this figure go bad, were they? This was going to be the top figure of the line. It always was, because it's McFarlane's, and Spawn is McFarlane's creation, so it had to be a good figure.
He forgot to scale it with other action figures. How do you know? Because he's doing it in post-production really fast.
Okay guys, so let's take a look at the lineup here of figures and see where Spawn stands on the scale of things. So, as you can see, from left to right, we've got the Marvel Legends 6-inch version, and then we've got the 5 3/4 inches of the Fortnite figures. Then we've got the little Muppet in here just for fun. These are 7-inch scale McFarlane's figures. This is also meant to be a 7-inch scale McFarlane figure, but Spawn is actually a good bit taller than him. And again, she's also meant to be 7-inch scale, but she's quite short. In fact, she's the same height as Daredevil. So, in this grand scheme of things, this guy won't really scale with anything other than McFarlane toys and NECA products. Again, I'm hoping he scales well against the other versions of Mortal Kombat figures. He should do because he's from the same line. But, you know, he is tall in the game, I will give him that. He's a very tall character. But again, he doesn't scale well at all with Marvel Legends, so I wouldn't be looking to get him involved with any form of fighting with them, because it would just look ridiculous. Beaker, what are you doing in the lineup? Okay. And I'm having real trouble standing that stupid Fortnite figure. Oh, go away then. But as you can see, guys, that's the lineup. What do you think of the scaling? Let us know. And let's reunite Spawn and Angela here for the first time since their original meeting in the comic books. Well, since their last meeting in the comic books. Angela was originally a Spawn character, as you guys know, that Marvel then took control over. I believe that Todd McFarlane sold or Image Comics, or whoever owned Spawn at the time, sold the rights to Angela to Marvel Comics, I believe. But in the original Spawn comic, she was an angel or a bounty hunter, working with Heaven to oppose Spawn. She attempted to kill Spawn on their first meeting, but was defeated despite her significant greater experience. Later, he came to her aid during her trials in Heaven, where he testified that she had permission to kill him. So, very interesting combination story. I wish she was that little bit taller, just to kind of thingy, but in the comics, from what I remember, she is a little bit short, well, quite a bit shorter than Spawn, if I remember. I can't remember whether or not they did any versions of her in the Todd McFarlane's range. I will be looking that up to go with this awesome version of Spawn. If not, we'll always have to fall back on this Marvel Legends version. So guys, what are your thoughts on this Spawn figure? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed today's review, guys, then make sure you smash that subscribe button. Subscribe really supports us. It really helps us out. It helps us keep making awesome videos. As well, guys, don't forget to hit that like button on the way out. It really does support the channel and help this video. Should you have enjoyed it, please make sure you hit that like button on the way out. So guys, thank you for watching. What do you want to see tomorrow? Is there something that I got in my haul the other day that you really want to see next? Definitely let us know in the comments down below so we can review that item next for you. And thank you very much. I've been responding to every single comment recently, so make sure you are leaving comments down below for me, as I will respond to you. And thank you very much for watching. As always, I'm your host, Soupson, and I'll see you in the next video. May the Force be with you. Bye!